The Zhiyun Crane M and the Beholder DS-1 use pretty much the exact same concept to stabilize cameras. While the Zhiyun Crane M is made for cameras of the weight from a phone to a small mirrorless, the Beholder DS-1 is made for small mirrorless till big DSLR. But since my main gimbal setup is a Sony Alpha camera plus some young 12mm lens, I can use it on both setups and compare it. To attach a camera on the Crane M, you screw it on with this screw. I like that system because it works without any further tools. On the DS-1 I always have to have a 1-cent coin to attach the camera onto the base plate. But what I don't like about the Crane M is that it doesn't have a base plate that you can take out of the gimbal. This means that anytime I want to change the battery or take the SD card out, I have to unscrew the camera from the gimbal. And when screwing it on, I have to balance it again because I don't know where exactly I screwed it on. The DS-1 has a base plate which can stay on the camera all the time, so even when taking the camera off, I don't have to find the right balance again next time I put it on. But I anyway have a Manfrotto quick release system attached to the Beholder. Balancing the whole thing is very similar on both gimbals. Probably a bit easier on the Crane M because it has a scale on all 3 axes so you can remember how to balance setups. Once it is balanced, we can turn it on. Let me start talking about the Crane M. The joystick is facing me, so I can see all the buttons. As pretty much any gimbal, there are different modes. What is special about this gimbal is that you can adjust the horizontal axis on one of the modes. Also, the joystick has different sensitivities, so you can control the speed of it. On the DS-1, the joystick is in the front, so I use it with the index finger. Even though I can't see the buttons, I always know what to press. The DS-1 has the same modes as the Crane M, but I can't adjust the horizontal axis, only left and right. When I walk around with the DS-1 without filming, I always hold it like this. It's the most comfortable position I could find. But on the Crane M this is not possible when the camera is heavier and you have to put the arm more out. I find that quite annoying. Also, when carrying it in the back, it will need more space then. Now we can finally check some footage. All of it was taken with the Sony a6300 and a6500 EBIS off, and the Samyang 12mm. That's the setup I always use. While taking the shots, I had the feeling that the Crane M footage would be smoother, but now when checking it, I actually have to say that the DS-1 videos look better. The Crane M seems to be a bit jittery, even though it was perfectly balanced. However, I anyway use the warp stabilizer almost all the time, which gets rid of the jittering. So which gimbal is better? Both gimbals do a good but not perfect job in providing stable videos. Both gimbals have small disadvantages in different areas, but in the end the differences aren't that severe. If you only use small mirrorless and a light lens, I would go with the Crane M because it is cheaper and the footage is good enough as long as you warp it. If you also want to use a heavier camera, heavier lenses, or can't use the warp stabilizer, then the DS-1 might be the better option.